So today we have Melissa Wells of Exnalio Designs speaking for 15 minutes. And we have been looking forward to this for such a long time, Melissa. She's the owner of Exnalio Website Designs, a design firm that has served clients internationally across all business sectors for over 20 years. Melissa has a degree in library science and research analysis and started her career at Royal LePage's head office in Toronto. Building her own firm has seen many changes over the last 2 decades. Add new web technology, adding host services, and in the most recent 5 years, an international market through Skype and Zoom. Melissa is a senior advisor with Osborne Interim Management, which I did not know. I always love reading the bios because I always learn something about people, which has ties to CBWN in the beginning days, is a Rotarian and a volunteer member of Youth Baseball Community. Ladies, welcome Melissa.
Well, thank you very much. I always like to point out when I start speaking about marketing online that I am a librarian. Research analysis is something that they drill into you, and it's really important when it comes to website design because you could have someone in the library come to you and say, I need a book about cats. It's the librarian's job to figure out, are you a PhD student that is looking to do a DNA analysis on Siamese cats, or are you looking for a child's book on cats to read to your child? So the idea of how people approach information and possibly even coming to you with unformed ideas is really important when it comes to website design and laying things out. So I always like to kind of start with that so that you get a sense of what I'm bringing to the table. Today's presentation is going to target the basic principles of marketing online. It's transferable to any business, nonprofit, or service club. And in the next 15 minutes, we'll try to pack in a whirlwind of website, social media, and newsletter marketing strategies. So the first thing to do is take a step back and consider what your goals are and how do your marketing plans support them. Could they include metrics like increased sales and customers, more members if you're an organization or service club, awareness for charity initiatives, increased event attendees, more traffic to your website, more followers on your social media channels, and more newsletter subscribers? Everybody's answer to this is going to be slightly different based on what your business goals are. So once you have those established, have a sense in your mind, the next thing to do is know your audience. The demographics of your target audience is so important, and each one is marketed at in a slightly different way. For example, if your target is between 30 and 50 years of age, content-rich websites with frequently updated blog articles can be a good approach. This group tends to spend a little bit more time on a website and read more thoroughly than their attention deficit younger counterparts. As I believe it was Zandra said, we just need quick sound bites, and that is the type of society we live in. So if you're not addressing the proper demographic, you're probably losing them. So for this older 30 to 50 demographic, Facebook would be their social media platform of choice. And there has been some inroads in the last couple of years by Instagram. College, university, and younger professional clients, however, have greater disposable income, but you're going to have to be cutting edge and fast to catch them. This group tends to read newsletter headlines, maybe the byline, but that will be about it. They listen to sound bites, and a picture is worth more than 1,000 words. Their social media platforms of choice tend to be TikTok, Snapchat, and Instagram. So now that you know your goals and your target audience, let's get into how you reach them. We're going to talk about 3 main areas today. It really is just skimming the surface. There's a lot more we could say about all this stuff, but the idea is to have a quick snapshot. First one we're going to discuss is social media. So So you want to focus on what you can manage. There is a myriad of social media platforms out there. You're thinking Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, the list goes on, and it seems like more are added every single day. So don't overwhelm yourself by trying to hit all of them. Instead, pick one or two platforms that you understand or can learn to understand and that you can manage well. This is where knowing your audience is really crucial. If your customer base is 30 to 50, Facebook is key to targeting that audience. It lends itself very well to photos, short snippets of information, and sharing links. Aim to post at least 4 times a week with a mix of informational, human interest, and ask or salesy type posts. If you have too many asks or promotional posts, you're going to lose your audience's interest. They don't want to just be sold at all the time. When possible, tag other Facebook pages for business groups that you're part of, like this one, like we did at the start of this meeting. You can tag also content contributors, suppliers. If you're working in the charity realm, you can tag different charities that you're contributing to or donating to, different things that you're doing internationally. There's lots of different ways that you can tag others in the Facebook world. This not only draws attention to your post, but it allows them to share your post on their profile. It expands your reach or going viral, which delivers your message to a wider audience, encourages more followers to your page, and ultimately opens the door to new customers, members, or supporters. Another social media platform to consider for professionals is LinkedIn. LinkedIn profiles and business pages are more static in nature, so they don't require as much upkeep as Facebook, but you can post articles to it. For law, finance, and management businesses, LinkedIn is an absolute must. Always drive traffic back to your website by posting a short teaser on your social feed and then linking back. Your website is where the magic happens. That's where sales happen, donations, people become members. Make sure you're leading your social media followers by the hand back to your website. So once you've decided on which platform to focus on, build a content calendar for at least the next 2 months. A marketing content calendar is an overview of your upcoming social media posts. It can be organized in the form of a spreadsheet, Google Calendar, or interactive dashboard like Hootsuite. A content calendar will help you save time by being organized, post consistently, make fewer typos, and also reduce the risk of the really big mistakes. Get more ambitious with your social strategies. You won't miss out on the relevant moments. Make higher quality content and track what works so you can improve upon it.
Where are you going?
Each entry in a social media calendar usually includes some combination of these elements: the exact date and time that the post will go live, the social network and account where the post will be published, the post copy and creative assets, photos, videos, etc., links and tags to be included in the post, any additional relevant information, dates, deadlines, sign-up forms, etc. Depending on the scope of your social media strategy, your social media calendar can include one or many social networks. And finally, make sure you're engaging with others on your social network. Share contributions and articles from other sources related to your business. Engage with the business associations that you're part of or the service clubs and nonprofits in your geographic area. Check the private messages frequently and respond to customer inquiries in a timely manner. Next, we need to go to your website. As stated earlier, we are a society with a short attention span. So think concise paragraphs. Lots of visuals and pictures that your viewer can identify with and can see themselves in. Show people having fun while using your product. It's that old commercial adage captured into one picture. Movement on the page is a great way to draw attention to key areas of your site. Not only should your homepage slider move, but key taglines and pictures throughout the site and throughout the content pages should have movement. This is the look at me, attention-getting approach. Think like a librarian. The navigation throughout your site should be obvious. If you want people to call you, put your phone number in the header of every page. If your online shop is your raison d'etre, put the cart in your navigation menu as a little icon. Then put the shop as a text drop-down also in the navigation and teasers of the new products on your homepage above the fold. Keep in mind that not all minds think alike. Some will key on imagery, while others are more linear in their approach and will look for navigation and text. Be sure that you're addressing both types of brains on your homepage. Use real photos when possible and try to use good quality ones as they reflect the quality of what you're selling. Keep your message concise with accordions or tabs that expand out if the user wants to read more. If you put too much information on a page, it's overwhelming. The user is more likely to bounce right off. So let the user choose how much they want to delve in to the added text of your site. Update your site frequently. Content is king. Blog posts are a great way to do this, but make sure they're at least 300 words in length and focus on a key phrase or concept that you want to rank for in the search engines. Consider your website through the lens of time. Technology changes, and what might have been a great site 5 years ago might need a facelift now. I often get asked about Google Analytics and if I think a site is doing well. My answer is always twofold. Although analytics are a great tool to use, unless the site is actually accomplishing what you need it to, such as engaging the public, selling more, generating new members, it doesn't matter if you have 1 million hits this month if it's not doing that. Traffic alone doesn't tell the story. So periodically consider if your approach is working by the results that you're seeing. Go back to that list that you made at the outset of our time together, at least quarterly. Have others look at your website and offer honest criticism. Websites are meant to grow and change as your business does. And I think that has never been more true than the last 18 months. The pleasure that I've had of helping many businesses pivot to being a very much bricks and mortar or in-person meetings to being able to teach online, conduct online Zoom meetings, sell their product online has been a joy for me and absolutely necessary for many of those businesses to survive. The final basic way of marketing yourself online is a newsletter or a subscription tool. These are also called e-blasts, or in the old days, I still hear the word HTMLs the odd time. Basically, this is a subscriber base that you have all their email addresses that you then put out content to them on a schedule. The frequency of mailings will depend on your business and what quality content you have to offer. Ideally, compile a monthly newsletter on a repeatable schedule that you can handle. Include your top 3 blog posts as excerpts that link back to your website. Include a seasonal welcome message from the owner and a promotional coupon or award for being a member to that subscription group. Put what's most important first, and remember that this is an email, so images need to be downloaded or accepted when that person receives the email. Make sure that your entire thing isn't one big image. Make sure that you have text in there as well, and they can see what this email is all about. Mailing programs such as MailChimp, Constant Contact, and ActiveCampaign have drag and drop templates, making it much easier for non-techies, while pointing out some of those do not do's, like images that are too large for inboxes or spammy subject lines. So that completes the highlights of online marketing. Once you've nailed these top-level to-dos, you can start delving into the world of search engine optimization, Google AdWords, paid ad campaigns, and the like. But for tonight, try to take down these basic principles. Write out your online business goals. Evaluate your target audience. Choose appropriate social media platforms to reach your demographic. Create a content calendar that you can stick to. Look at your website with a critical eye, both to content and design standards. And consider adding a newsletter or subscription or loyalty member mailing with incentives.